right, so here we are at Monaco, round number 6 for the League of Misfits. Our live stream keeps crashing on us, so we're recording this for a future, and we're gonna upload it to YouTube. So formation lap right now, Cold Dirt on the pole, Logical in P2. We're gonna see how these guys traverse Monaco here. All right, coming off the formation lap. Right now, we'll see what kind of league Cold Dirt. I think it's probably his first pole. We are on the grid here. Get our standees up. Cold Dirt P1. Let's see what he does down into turn number 1. I think Logical's going to get. I expect Logical to get a better start here, and he did. Logical with a great start. Affinity and V Vendetta right there behind him. So Cold Dirt had the pole, but he is all the way back to 4th before he gets to turn number 1. It is Rusted Nova back there in 5th, BFD in 6th, Murph back there in 7th. Take a look up here to the front. Great start from Logical, Affinity, and V for Vendetta, the two Aston Martins, 2nd and 3rd right now. As we head down, we got a caution back in Sector 1. Need to pull up my lap so I can see who that might have been. Looks like we're back going again. I'm guessing it might have been BFD, as BFD's back there in 10th. Murph moves himself up to 6th now after starting back in 8th. It's still Logical out in front. Don't have our, let me see here. Trying to get a track map for myself. And now we got a caution in Sector 2, but I see everybody still going again. So still Logical out here in front as we come around to complete lap number 1. Affinity 2nd, V for Vendetta in 3rd, Colder in 4th after starting on the pole. Murph has made his way up to 5th after starting back in the 8th position. Nova in 6th. So the two Racing Bulls right there, 5th and 6th, running back nose to tail. Also bound back in 7th. So we are on lap number 2. Logical, Affinity, V for Vendetta, and Colder. Your top 4 right now, about 2 seconds back of Colder. Deep into the Grand Hotel right there. As they come out of Portier down into the tunnel, it is still Logical out in front. Colder. We're going to come up here to the Noville chicane where we see a lot of passes getting down into this as they enter the chicane. If you can outbrake the guy getting into the corner, but Affinity still falling back just a little bit on Logical, but Vendetta is right there on the back of him. As Nova has made his way around Murph for that 5th position. Take a look here at Rusted Nova. Nova now about 3 seconds behind Cold Dirt, so he's made his way around Murph up into 5th. Nalsobon back there in 7th. We got Hype right on the back of Raptor. Raptor has been known for the last few weeks as the penalty king, Mr. Penalty, we've called him. Oh, as we take a look at that, Hype goes around, collects that wall, collects the inside wall right there. A little damage to the front of Hype. It looks like maybe a little bit of wing damage. He is now back to 10th. Surprisingly enough, BFD's fallen all the way back to 11th. Where did he start at here? Started up in 5th, has fallen back 6 spots, all the way back to 11th. For BFD, pretty unconditional start for him. He's usually a little closer to the front. We'll see if he can find his way back up to the front before this is over with. Still Logical now, putting some separation on Affinity of 1.2 seconds away. Not a lot of chances to pass here at Monaco. And with that gap, I think this looks like Logical's race is we're in lap 3 of 39 right now. Getting a little separation all throughout the field. As we looking here through the Noville chicane up into is it Tabak? Is that how you say that? I don't know. I'm trying to read all the names as I'm watching this. So Not my strong point, reading the names of the corners. Let's see, let's get some sound of the cars up here. There we go. No, it's just been me the whole race here. There we go. Get some car sounds going. Lap number 3 of 39. We got to stop 2 times during this race. It looks like most of these drivers, we got kind of all over the place. We got some logical on the softs. I guess that might explain why he's been able to put that distance on Infinity right there by almost 2 seconds. So a little bit of different strategy all throughout the field. Even teammates, you see the Aston Martins there, Affinity on mediums, V for Vendetta on softs, and you look at the Racing Bulls with Murph on mediums and Nova on hard. So a little bit different strategy going all throughout the field here. We'll see how it plays out. Got to make at least 2 stops, change compounds at least once. We look back here to Colder, back in 7th, or excuse me, back in 4th, about 7/10 of a second behind Vendetta. Nova, once he got clear to Murph, he's actually been running Colder down about 1.5 seconds now. And it is about 3.5 seconds back to Murph, and he's got Natsobon closing in on the back of him as well by about 1 second. So we are on lap number 4. Because here we are looking at Logical, heading down into, I'm not even going to try to announce that one, but he's coming into the last couple of corners here to finish off lap number 4. BFD with our first penalty of the day, a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. I'm not sure where he cut the corners at. There's not a lot of places to do it here unless you're cutting through the Noville chicane there, but I guess you could cut the corner through turn 1 as well. That looked like Affinity a little sideways there, but he makes that corner still in second. And Logical putting some distance on these 2 behind him, almost 3 seconds now out in front. It is Logical leading this race with Affinity and V for Vendetta right there, 2nd and 3rd. They're close to each other. Coldert also right there, about 0.8 of a second back, and Nova back here in 5th. So lap number 5 at 39. It's a pretty short race here at Monaco. 39 laps. Somewhere these guys have got to find a place to pit twice. I expected. I'd be surprised if we get to this race without a safety car. It looks like Murph might have got a little sideways there coming through Portiere, but he's going strong here, heading through the tunnel and up to the Noville chicane. You can see heavy braking right there, cuts over the curb on the inside there, just barely misses that wall. Man, it's close to that wall right there. We look back up here to the front. Colder has made up a little bit of ground on Vendetta. He's only about 0.5 second back now. He's got that Ferrari right on the back of that Aston Martin. As you can see in the back there, Rusted Nova also made up some ground on these this battle here for 3rd and 4th. So see if Nova can make his way up through here. He had a really good run last week. Had fallen back throughout the field and got himself back up onto the podium. So Nova now about 1.2 seconds back, and he is closing on this battle for 3rd and 4th with Colder and Vendetta. Let's see how this shakes out. We're going to turn the volume up on the cars here just a little bit. We'll do what the NASCAR would call a little bit of crank it up. Shot going through the tunnel. We see Nova right now closing up on Colder for that 4th position, just ever so slightly every lap. He's gained about a couple tenths of a second here just in the last lap and a half, and he's now within a second. He's going to have DRS, and we've got a penalty for Vendetta, a 3-second penalty now for Vendetta for cutting the corner. They have set the rules this season. They're really strict on these guys, and we are seeing penalties aplenty every single week. There we go. Get the lap data up there for us. One more time. Logical out in front, but Affinity has closed that gap. That was almost 3 seconds at one point. I'm not sure if Logical made a mistake or Affinity's just making up some ground here, but now within 1.2 seconds. Getting a close battle here for the lead right now. I thought Logical was really going to outpace this guys tonight, but you can see as we head down here through Portiere up into the tunnel, we've got a caution in sector 2. I don't see anybody stop, so whoever it was has got going. It might have been Murph. Murph was up there in 6th. He's fallen all the way back to 10th. Might have had a mistake right there. Got off track somewhere, but Murph now back to 10th, so he's got a way to go to get back to the front. Back up to where he was at least. He was in 6 at the time. Don't think he had a stop. He did not, so he must have had an off right there. Coldert's still sitting here in 4th. And it's gonna be V for Vendetta making first driver to come in for his first stop. V for Vendetta dives down onto the pits. Remember, all these guys have to stop at least twice. Let's see where Vendetta's going to come out. I think he's going to come out. He might come out just in front of Raptor. No, Raptor's going to get by him, so he's going to probably come back here about into this gap behind Hype. Is what I'm guessing. Actually, right there in front of Hype, going to come out in that 9th spot. So Vendetta going to be the first one to pit early. As we look at this battle with BFD and Hype, now BFD had fallen back, but he has now made his way back up to the back bumper here, or there's no bumpers on these cars. I guess back to the rear wing of Hype for the 7th spot. BFD, not sure what happened to him early in this race. He dropped back about 5 spots really early. You can see how much better he's getting through the Grand Hotel hairpin right there. Down through Portia. He's all over the back of Hype right now. Let's see if he can outbrake him down here going into the chicane. Actually, Hype gets a good run off the corner right there. It's going to beat him down through the Noville chicane. Good run through there, but BFD closing up. V for Vendetta now in 9th after making a pit stop. And he also has a 3-second penalty. Murph back here, back in 10th after starting off good. Starting up, moved up through the field up to 5th, now back to 10th. We've got Schelling back here in 11th, so that rounds out our 11 car field. We're going to take a look up here at Nova. It looks like Nova putting some pressure on Colder. It's going to look to the outside of him up here. Through the first couple of corners, thinks better, but backs off. Didn't look like Colder was going to really give him any room either. It looks like we might have had another off. It looks like we had a caution back there. It looks like it might be Murph one more time. That's my only guess since he's dropped back to 11th, so early struggles here. He might fall back to this field. We jump back up here to the battle for 3rd and 4th. Nova in 4th right now, putting some pressure on Colder for that 3rd position. Affinity's still doing a pretty good job, holding on about 1 second to Logical. Actually now under a second. You see how much Nova just gets into that into the braking zone, into that chicane, just so much deeper than Colder did, but it allows Colder to get a better run off. You know, a lot of times when you overdrive the car into the corner, it makes it tough to get off the corner real well. Oh, little wiggle right there from Nova, but he still makes some good ground up right here. So they've got Logical now. Logical going to dive down into the pits. That is going to give the Affinity the lead for the moment. So Logical going to make his first stop of the race. Affinity out in front. We've got a caution in sector 2. It looks like it might be. It looks like it's Murph somewhere there on the chicane. Back over this battle for the front. We got 3 cars right here, all within about 0.6 of a second of each other. It's Affinity, Colder, and Nova. 1, 2, 3 as Logical has vacated the lead as he dove down for his first pit stop of the race. 10 laps into this race, about a quarter way through it right now. We've got another caution back here in sector 3. That's going to clear if they're going to keep going. Nova's sitting here in 3rd, Colder at 2nd, Affinity out in front leading this race right now. Let's see if he dives down to the pits. 10 laps. We're on lap number 10 here, 39 at Monaco, League of Misfits, round number 6, season 4. Your points leader, V for Vendetta, was the first car to come into the pits. He's back there in 5th, and you can see he was a couple seconds behind Logical, making that pit stop early, really undercut. Logical is actually about, I'm doing the math in my head, but it looks like about 6 seconds back of Vendetta right there. So the undercut pretty strong here today. I think if I was, oh, it looks like we got Bond. Bond might be out of the race here. We had another caution back there in sector 2, and it looks like it's not so Bond. Gonna be a DNF, so whatever. It was a hard enough incident to put him out of the race, but we got a caution, but we got a full course caution here. I can't tell if that's a safety car or what it is. Let me see if I can pull up somebody else's stream here real quick so I can see what's going on. Looks like, oh, what the heck? I just looked up. I think that might have been Bond's car sitting there sideways on a racetrack. But we're going to pull up Logical's feed. Mine is just showing a caution. It's a virtual safety car is what it is right now. So my screen shows a, showed a caution, but it was a virtual safety car. So not so Bond out of this race. The first car out. I think we're fortunate that wasn't a full course, a full safety car, but virtual as it was, Affinity still out in front. I think if I'd have been close to the pits, I might have dove in there and tried to take advantage of that. Or one of these guys that haven't stopped yet. Affinity going to dive down onto the pits right now. Coldert's going to follow him in. Nova's going to keep going, so Nova now inherits the lead with Affinity in the pits, Coldert in the pits, Vendetta. So let's just see how strong that undercut was, because Vendetta was behind Affinity before he pitted. Back there in fourth, now with Affinity in the pit. And he's still coming out of the pits right now with Coldert. And it looks like Vendetta chose to come in for his second pit stop. That is going to be his second stop, so I'm not sure. We'll see how that plays out for him. I think he might have had a good advantage there with that undercut. He was actually getting a lot of momentum, but this may play out for him later. But if we get a safety car at any point and everybody else is allowed to do their second stop under the safety car, we'll see how this works out as he now finds himself about, it looks like about 20 seconds behind our leader. 21 seconds, doing the quick math in my head right there. So we'll see how this works out for Vendetta as he's now made his 2 pit stops. Oh, he's actually, why is it only saying 1 stop? I thought he came in earlier. Oh, I don't know. Sometimes all the information here is a little buggy, so we'll see what happens here. But I thought Vendetta already pitted once, and this was his second stop, so we'll see how this plays out as we have Nova at the front right now, yet to make a pit stop at all. Logical, only about 10 seconds back. So again, we're seeing Rusted go long here on this first set of tires. I think this is not going to play to his advantage here. Once he pits, he's going to probably lose. I didn't calculate here, but I'm guessing the loss of pit time's got to be at least 15 to 18 seconds. More than likely, probably about 20 here at Monaco. So we'll see how this works out for Nova. As Logical is only about 9 seconds back right now. As we see Nova now heading up. Where's he at? Where's my map at? There we go. He's heading up to Las Vercas. There we go. He's heading through the Nobel chicane here right now. I shouldn't even try to pronounce these names here. So Logical closing in with about 9 seconds. We talked about how strong that undercut was, and you can see Logical's pitted with new tires, and he's charging back up on Nova. Affinity back there in third, now Colder at fourth. BFD, has he made a stop in this race yet? He has not. So Nova and BFD are 2 cars in the top 5 that have yet to stop. Schelling back there in 8th after just getting passed by his teammate in the McLaren Raptor, also yet to make a pit stop. As we watch BFD here in 5th, I think we're going to see him dive off into the pits real quick. I'm wondering if you could do this. Oh, he caught somebody was around there sideways, and he caught him. I'm not sure who that was. There was somebody sitting on the track. I think it was it Nova coming out of the pits? I think it was Nova. And we got Murph for the 3-second penalty. So we're still handing out some penalties as we go along. Mr. Penalty himself, Raptor here, yet to take a penalty. So doing a good job here, at least staying on the racetrack for Raptor tonight. We got a good battle here going 4th, 5th, and 6th with Vendetta there. Excuse me, with BFD in 4th. Vendetta all over the back of him, coming out of the tunnel. Down the chicane to see if he can outbrake him. He's not able to. I think he's going to have a better run off the corner. I think he's going to get up alongside. We got a caution in Sector 3, and it's Murph. Murph out of this race as well. Did not see the incident, so Murph's going to be the second one out. As our NASCAR buddies like to say, Not So Bond was the winner to the beer stand. But it looks like Murph with an early out here is going to come home in 10th. Keep an eye on this battle up here in the front. It's now Coldert I think it was Murph's car sitting alongside the road there. Cold Dirt now up to third, and he's putting some pressure on at Affinity, and you can see the way this pit stop shaked out with Logical pitting a little bit earlier. He has now got a 6-second advantage on this battle for second. So Logical got some good pace. We got another caution going on in sector 1, and it looked like it might have been one of the McLarens. But we are still clean and green at the moment. All right, looks like we got to pull up another feed every once in a while just to make sure. So Logical out in front, Affinity second. We're 15 laps of 39, so getting close to the halfway mark. See if we can look at our details again, see if it changed. I really thought Vendetta made 2 stops. All right, another caution in sector 2. That is one of the McLarens. Looks like it was Raptor, but he is moving once again. Cold Dirt now in third. Right here, he was within striking distance of Affinity. If Affinity just makes a little bit of a mistake here, about half a second, it's 10 seconds back to Vendetta. But if I'm right that he's made 2 stops, he's only about 17 seconds behind the leader right here. But he is going to be on some pretty old tires. I don't know. I don't think my information I'm getting is right, or I've got it completely wrong. But we'll see what happens. I thought he dove in early and then dove in a second time there just a minute ago. All right, so we got a battle back here. Nova coming up on the back of Vendetta here, about half a second. Both on about, Nova's on a couple, maybe 1 or 2 lap fresher tires. But he has putting a lot of pressure here on Vendetta for this 4th spot. Can he find a way around? I'm watching that lap time up to the front. It looks like Affinity has closed that gap just a little bit. It was about 6.8 seconds a while back. It's now down to 6. We'll see if Affinity can close that gap on Logical. Nova here in 5th right now, trying to put some pressure on Vendetta. The only other battle we have right here is Hype. It looks like Schelling might have disconnected out of this game. His car looks ghosted, so Hype drives through the ghosted car of Schelling. And then we also have BFD back here in 9th, so not a good day for BFD as well. Jump back up here and look on this battle one more time for 4th and 5th with Vendetta and Nova. And again, I keep looking at that gap up in the front, and that Affinity is making up some ground. It's now down to about 5.6. He's made up about a second in the last couple of laps. Cold Dirt in 3rd, Vendetta in 4th, Nova 5th. Raptor with a good run here in 6th. It might be one of his best runs of the season so far. You can see just what a good run. Nova gets out of the tunnel right there through the chicane. He looks to be have a little more pace than Vendetta right now, but just not. Oh, Vendetta clips that inside wall. It puts him into the outside wall. It didn't slow him down enough to let Nova get past, but Nova's got a good run here up into Las Casas and up into the last corner. Gonna head up to the start lap number 19 or lap number 18 here for Nova. Vendetta making all kinds of mistakes right there in front of, but Nova not able to capitalize, take that spot away. I think he's probably got the pace to get it back up on the podium again this week if he could just get clear of Vendetta, because it looks like he's definitely got better pace than Vendetta right now, and Vendetta is holding him up. Take a look here one more time. Look at this battle up here. So Cold Dirt has dropped off the back of Affinity. He was under a second. Now it's a second and a half. Affinity now back over 6 seconds behind Logical. He was making up some ground, but he's now fallen back off the pace a little bit. BFD has made his way around that ghost car is Schelling. You know, he's now on the back bumper of Hype, or on the rear wing of Hype now. Trying to move up to that 7th spot. Hype's going to move over out of the way, give him some room there on the inside. but not able to make the pass as they head down through Portier into the tunnel. Let's see if BFD can get a run on up into Novell. Not going to be able to do it. I haven't seen near as much passing coming out of the tunnels we see a lot of times, but BFD trying to make a run. Looks like he might have clipped that inside wall there just a little bit. That looks to me like Vendetta has disconnected and that car was ghosted. As we have another caution. And I'm not sure who that was. Looks like it might have been Hype. So Hype's back going again. But it looks like BFD he's back into the pits now. The car looked like it ghosted out there for a second. I wasn't sure if he disconnected out of the game or what, but and now we've got a caution in sector 2. I think that looked like it was Coulthard actually, as he lost a lot of ground because he was within a second of Affinity. He's now over 7 seconds back. So Nova has cleared Vendetta. See if he can run down Coulthard, get himself back up onto the podium back-to-back weeks. Was third last week. Sitting there in fourth right now. Logical still out in front. He is extending that lead 7.5 seconds out in front. If I was Affinity right now, I would come in about the next 2 to 3 laps, maybe undercut. See if he can get into the pits. Get some fresh tires on. And BFD's car still looks like it's ghosted right there. I think we're having some disconnect issues in this race. I was having trouble just getting into here, so I think we've really only got about maybe 6 or 7 cars actually still on the racetrack. Schelling here showing his car in 7th, but that looks ghosted as well, so we're going to look up here to Nova. Nova closing in on the back of Coulthard. 7 seconds, trying to get himself back up into the podium, and then we got Coulthard with a 3-second penalty. So penalties now for Cole and Vendetta, as Vendetta has fallen back to 6th. About 19 seconds back, so let's see. He came in for his second stop, so I guess I saw something wrong earlier. I thought he made 2 stops already. Not going to be a good run for our pole leader, our points leader right now. He's back here in 6th, but he's made his second stop, and I think he's got so Raptor, Cole, and Nova all in front of himself to pit. Coulthard's coming in for his second stop right now. No, that's going to give Nova 3rd place. We'll see what kind of ground for Vendetta can make up here. All right, sorry, messing around with my leaderboard here. All right, so Vendetta about 20 seconds behind Coulthard. Coulthard has made his stop. That gap is closing quickly. Raptor now up to 4th. Still has a second stop to make. Our top 4 actually all have a stop left to make. Logical. Now 7.3 seconds out in front of Affinity. Affinity 2nd, Nova in 3rd, looking for his 2nd podium, as we said. Raptor sitting back there in 4th, Coulthard at 5th. And then we've got the ghosted cars of Schelling and BFD just kind of driving around. Looks like BFD might be back in there, but he's just got another penalty, so we'll see how this is going to shake out. We're going to stay up here to the front. Quite a big gap just about between every position. Everybody's just kind of making laps out by themselves right now. The closest anybody is Coulthard, about 2.8 seconds behind Raptor for that 4th spot, as we are on lap 22 of 39 here at Monaco for round 6 League of Misfits. So welcome to the F1 Broadcast Digital Racing Sports Network. If you haven't hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel, hit it. Give us a like, give us a follow, whatever it might be. Trying to get this channel kind of built up a little bit. We don't do a lot of live stuff on here, but we're trying to do some live stuff tonight, but a little buggy, so we're recording this race. We'll get it up later on. Coulthard here in 5th right now. He's all over the back of Raptor. let's see. So Coulthard has made his 2 stops. Top 4 have not. They've all made 1. Vendetta's made his 2nd stop. Hype still with 1 stop left to make. Good shot here from the nose of Coulthard and that Ferrari all over the back of Raptor right now. I think he's going to have a good run here out of the chicane. Let's see if he can make a run up into Tabak. Not quite. Not able to get a good enough pace on him, but he is all over the back of that McLaren. You can see how much those fresh tires are coming into play. I think Raptor's going to dive down into the pits here. As he moves down to the inside, lets Coulthard go by. He does not. Does not dive off into the pits, but he moved over, let Coulthard go. He knew he just had too much pace. And you can see how much separate. He's already put almost a second and a half on him there, just within a couple of corners. And then Vendetta with another penalty. That is going to be 6 seconds of penalty, I believe. Actually, 9 seconds. So 9 seconds for Vendetta. So Vendetta looking to be the penalty king here this week, taking a title away from Raptor. 9 seconds right now for Vendetta. 3 seconds for Coulthard. 6 for BFD. And Logical has got about a half a pit stop now. Back to Affinity in 2nd, Nova 3rd. Coulthard in 4th. Raptor now is dropping back into 5th. And Vendetta's making up a lot of ground on him now, only about 6 seconds back of this 5th place battle. Let's see how long these top 4 are going to go before they make their 2nd stop. Yeah, we definitely had a couple disconnections. It looks like BFD looks to be disconnected as well, so unfortunate. Raptor now coming down into the pits for his 2nd stop, and we've got another caution. It looks like it might have been BFD's car. I'm not sure what that was, but a little damage right there between the two. What we got going on here? So Williams and we got BFD and Logical on the track here together. We've got another virtual safety car. Not quite sure what that was about, but our 2nd virtual safety car of the race. And it looks like that might have been Hype. So Hype with another DNF. With 3 drivers DNF'd right now. Hype, Murph, and Notsobon out of this race. And Logical is going to take advantage of that virtual safety car. Going to come in and get his pit stop. Let's see if Affinity and Nova do the same. It looks like Affinity did not come in. I'm not sure why you wouldn't. You're going to lose a lot less time if you do it on the virtual safety car. If he has to pit under green, he has to make a 2nd stop. They all do. Nova now with a penalty for something. And he's yet to make his 2nd stop as well. With a virtual safety car, I think I definitely would have came in if I was Affinity or Nova. I mean, at this point, Logical's only 6 seconds back. Affinity still has to stop. I mean, this is definitely Logical's race to lose right now if he can just not make any mistakes and stay on the racetrack. Challenge out there on the track. Raptor now back in the pits. I thought we saw him pit just a minute ago, so back into the pits one more time. That's got to be his 3rd stop, I believe. No, still his. Oh, he must have sat in the pits for a while. He's preparing some damage, so it's still his 2nd stop. He's just now coming out. As he's falling way back there. He was up there in 4th for a little bit while. Was in 5th when he came in and pitted. He's going to fall about 40 seconds behind where he was at that point. So we're looking here at Nova. I mean, you can see right now, Logical. Affinity still has to stop, and Logical's only 2.8 seconds behind. So unless we get a full safety car or a red for whatever reason, Affinity is going to fall way back here. I mean, he may even fall into the clutches of Coulthard at this point. I expect Cole to be putting down a little bit better lap times right now. As you can see, let's see, Nova now diving down. Now see, Nova just came into the pits and came back out right now. I'm not sure why he just didn't do that under the safety car or under the virtual safety car. Would have just made so much more sense, but he's now back there in 4th. but he is right on the back of Coulter. So he still has a good chance to get himself back up onto the podium, but that might be all he's going to get. The best chance he has here is maybe third. As we look at Logical now, has worked his way up onto the back of Affinity. And again, as we talked earlier, Affinity still has to pit. And Coulter is about 26 seconds behind this battle. So we got we're on lap 26 of 39. Looking at our battle right here for the lead. And Affinity just kind of moves over and lets Logical go. So as we see, it looks like the McLaren is shelling, diving down off into the pits. Or is that, I don't know, I thought I saw a McLaren dive off into the pits. So we got the ghosted car shelling. Actually, shelling looks, nah, it's ghosted for sure. Logical's driving right through it. So Logical now is going to have a huge lead. Affinity still has to come into pit. So I think by the time he makes that pit stop, you're going to see Logical with about a 20-second lead. So we'll watch this battle here for third and fourth with Coulter and Nova. Nova now in fourth with a little bit fresher tires, but Coulter's showed some pretty good pace here today. Holding on to that third position right now. Could be his first podium in a while. Looking really good in that Ferrari. See that big bump as they come down the straight right there. And we've got Vendetta coming up into this battle as well. So we're about to have a 3-car battle for this third position. But unfortunately, all three of these drivers are 26 seconds or 27 seconds behind Affinity right now in that second spot. So even if Affinity does pit, he's still going to come back out with his second spot. And as I say that, he's in the pits right now. Affinity making his second stop of the race. And I believe that will give everybody their second stop. Is that right? Nova still has to pit? Okay, again, I thought I saw these guys come into the pits earlier. I'm not sure what's going on, but so if that's true, if Nova still has to pit, he is going to fall back to at least 6 when he does. So Affinity just came out for his second stop. He's still in second. He's got fresh tires, but he's got about 11 laps, 10.5 laps or so, with a 23-second gap to Logical. Even with the fresh tires, I don't think he's going to have the pace to make that up, but we'll keep an eye on it. It's 23.9 right now. As we look at this battle for fourth and fifth with Vendetta, they're in fifth. Being all over the back of Nova right now. Nova's just going to have to, he's putting up a good defense right now, running some good lines, but Vendetta is definitely quicker on fresher tires at the moment. Trying to make his way up through the field. Vendetta in fifth. You can see him just all over Nova right now for that 4 spot. He needs to get clear of this if he's going to get by Coulter. He needs to get by her pretty soon. Coulter's actually putting a little bit of separation on these two. As they come up through the last corner, going to come across the line to start lap number 29. Big mistake there from, actually Nova dove down into the pit, so Nova in there for his second stop. That is going to put Nova, he's going to stay there in fifth. He's going to be about 18 or 20 seconds behind Vendetta by the time he comes out of this thing. My intervals aren't, there we go, about 19 seconds. So about a 19-second loss right there to Nova. That frees Vendetta up to set his sights on Coulter to get himself up onto the podium. If he can get by Coulter here right now, he's 11 seconds back of Affinity right now, so even if he gets by him here in the next lap, he would have to put up some blistering pace to have any chance to catch Affinity for that second position. Not to mention, well, both these guys got penalties now. Let's take a look and see what that is. So we've got Vendetta with a 9-second penalty. Coulter with 6 seconds now. Vendetta's got to clear Coulter and get a 9-second gap on him here if he's going to get himself up onto the podium here at Monaco. Logical's just been setting a blistering pace here all day long. definitely been the best car on the racetrack. 23 seconds out in front of Affinity right now, and actually I think Affinity might have lost a little ground. Coulthard in third, but he's got his hands full with the Vendetta right there behind him. So we're on lap 30, 10 laps left to go, or 9 laps left to go in this 39 lap event. So we come down through the tunnel here one more time, heading up into the Noville chicane. We'll see if Vendetta has any pace off the corner. Not going to do it. He see if he gets through the chicane a little bit better, gets into it at least, and through the center a lot better than Coulthard was, but not able to find a way around. Let's see if he can rattle. Oh, and there it goes. Coulthard going to slide off the racetrack. Nova with another penalty. So Coulthard kind of moved out of the way right there. He saw Vendetta had a lot more pace. Made a little mistake there as well, and that is going to give Vendetta third right now. But he's got, like I said, he's got to put about a 9-second gap back here to Coulthard with all of his penalties. So the only car on the racetrack is Schelling with no penalties, but only 2 cars on the racetrack there with no penalties is Logical and Affinity, your top 2 drivers. Let's see here. All right. So still Logical on front. Affinity has closed it up a little bit, about a half a second, but that is not going to get it done with only about 8 laps left to go. Vendetta again has got around Coulthard for third. BFD in the pit one more time. Logical's third stop? It is. So Logical saw the distance he had. Came in, made a third stop, put some fresh tires on, and actually comes back out with the lead. So about a 20-second loss right there in the pits, but he still has a 3-second gap back to Affinity, and he is on a brand new set of soft tires. So let's see what kind of pace he can put out here. Stretch this lead out. We started with 11. We're down to 8. I think we're actually down to maybe 6, to be honest. I think Schelling's car is a ghost car. BFD looks like he might be in this race. He is back there in 8th right now. Coulthard in 5th. He must have had an off right there or something, because he is all the way back to 5th right now. He was in 4th, about 2 seconds behind Vendetta. So just about every position separated about 10 or 11 seconds. These guys are making me work for it here right now, trying to fill some time. Not really any action on the racetrack. And you can see Logical after making that third stop, kind of in your face there, I guess, kind of says, I got a big enough lead, I'll just stop a third time, see if you can catch me now. So he came out with about a 3-second lead. It's already up to almost 5. Affinity in second. Looks like that's a lap car in between. We'll scroll back through the field. Vendetta here in third. And he has about 11-second back to Nova. So if Nova can close up, can gain about 3 seconds. Actually, what's Nova's penalty there? I just saw that. Let's see here. Nova with 3 seconds. So he's got to get within about 6 seconds of Vendetta to take that podium away. Under 6 seconds right now with the penalties. So he's closing up a little bit. He's just cutting it down to under 11 seconds. Let's see what he can do. If he can make up 6 seconds here in the last 5 or 6 laps, that's a lot to ask for. But Affinity's still here in second, now 6.2 seconds away. So Logical makes an extra stop. Still has over a 6-second lead on Affinity there in that second position. Vendetta third, Nova in fourth. We'll scroll through everybody, give everybody a little screen time here. Coulthard in 5th, Raptor in 6th. A good run here for Raptor. And Schelling's Ghost Car in 7th, and BFD back in 8th. We kind of expected this here at Monaco. We expected the cars to be spread out. It was all about qualifying who was going to be on the pole. Coulthard got himself on the pole for this race, but was all the way back to 4th before we even made it to the first corner. Has been running up in the top 3 or 4 most of the day, but now finds himself back into 5th. We take a look here at, we'll take a look here at Nova one more time as we start lap number 34. So 6 laps left to go here. Logical's got just 6, has like just 6 more laps not to make a mistake and DNF out of this race. That's about the only thing that could cost him the win here right now, is if he makes a big mistake, damages the car. And we've got a caution in sector 2, and it looks like it might have been BFD. So BFD now out of this race. It's going to be our 4th retiree from the race here at Monaco. We had an early prediction before this race started. There'd only be 6 cars left on the racetrack. There is 7 left. But I think one of those is the ghost car shelling. I think it's just the AI driving his car around here for a 7th place finish. Raptor up to 6. So I think we really only have 6 drivers left on the racetrack right now. One more time we look at Affinity here. Logical still out in front. Almost 10 seconds now on that fresh set of soft tires. He's put about 6 seconds, almost 7 seconds now on Affinity since he came out of the pits here a while back. And we got Nova here closing up on Vendetta. V for Vendetta. I'm in 3rd. Nova now within about 9 seconds. Vendetta has 9-second penalty, but Nova has a 3-second penalty himself. See if that's changed at all here. So Nova's got to get with, Nova can get within under 6 seconds before this race is over. He's got about 4.5 laps left to do it right now. If he can get within 4.5 seconds of Vendetta, he'll get himself back up onto the podium. It is about 8.2 seconds away right now. And believe it or not, that is our closest battle on the racetrack, is an 8-second gap from 3rd to 4th. Logical still out in front of this thing. Now 11 seconds back to Affinity, another 13 seconds back to Vendetta, and 8 seconds back to Nova. Nova's still, the gap is still shrinking. We're gonna make this battle for 3rd and 4th the exciting thing, most exciting that we can. It's all we've got, as long as nobody makes a mistake. 7.2 seconds. Nova's just got to find himself about 1.5 seconds here, somewhere in these last 4 laps, to get himself back up into 3rd. Back-to-back 3rd place finishes for Nova is what he's looking for. And you can see he is just gaining time. Now right at almost 7 seconds flat. Vendetta is struggling on these old tires. Now under 7 seconds, down to 6.5. About 2.5 laps left to go as Vendetta comes through the tunnel. You can see Nova right there behind him, also coming through the tunnel, heading up into the Noville chicane. Nova lost a little bit of ground right there. It's now back over 7 seconds between 3rd and 4th. Affinity sitting there in 2nd, just hoping Logical makes some kind of big mistake. DNF's out of this race. I don't know if that's going to happen now with just a couple of laps left to go. Nova was closing that gap up, but it's now, he's lost about 3 or 4 tenths of a second now. Either Vendetta's found a little bit of pace or Nova's fallen off. As we come across the line now, starting lap 37, so 3 laps left to go in this race right now. Holder, your pole sitter, back there in 5th, and it's 20 seconds back to Rapper, and another 24 seconds back to the other McLaren. 6.7. Ever so slightly, Russ is getting up there just a little bit closer. 6.5. He's got to pick up about 8 tenths of a second here to get himself into 3rd. He doesn't have to catch Vendetta and pass him. He's just got to get within under 6 seconds to take that 3rd spot away. 2.5 laps left to go right now. He is still closing up on Vendetta here for this 3rd spot. Vendetta's lost a little bit of ground to Affinity. Affinity continues to lose ground to Logical. And you can see that 13-second gap between second and third. 13 seems to be the number. There's a 13-second gap between fourth and fifth. One more. We'll come around here. Let me see. We're going to start. 2 laps left to go. In the dirt world, we would say the flagman's holding up the 2 fingers or the double sticks. Nova now 6.5. He's got to pick up a half a second here in the last 2 laps if he's going to get himself up into third. I know it's all we're talking about because that's all there is to talk about. Is Logical is way out in front of this race. We're looking here at a V for Vendetta there in third. I'll go in the car here with Nova real quick. Heading through the Grand Hotel, down into Portiere, into the tunnel one more time. It's 6 seconds flat. He's just got to pick up another 10th. He's under 6 seconds right now, so right now, the penalties have not changed. Nova's got himself up onto the podium one more time. He's just got to keep his pace up for one more lap as Logical has started the last lap. Affinity coming around to start the last lap as well. V for Vendetta also, and here is Nova. So this is the battle right here for the third position. Nova just a little over 6 seconds. He's got to find himself about a 1/10 of a second here on this last lap. He comes off the last corner, going to come across the stripe to start lap number 39. And if he could just keep this pace up right now, he's 5.7 seconds back. I never thought I'd call a race where I was getting excited to see if somebody could be within 6 seconds of somebody, but here is Nova, 5.7. Going to give him that third position if he can just stay where he's at right now. Vendetta. Let's see where we're at. We're heading in through the Grand Hotel right now, down into Portiere. One more time for Vendetta here in third. We're going to give Logical just a little bit of screen time. He's going to make his way through the last couple of corners. But we are keeping our eye on that distance between third and fourth. It's now over 6 seconds. One more time. Oh, it looks like Nova might have lost a little bit of ground. A little mistake there. He's got about a half a lap left to go to make up a 1/10 of a second. Can he do it? As Logical comes across the line to take the win. Affinity in second. It's going to be close for this third and fourth battle. Nova pushing hard. I don't know if he knows that he needs the 6 second gap right here, right now. 5.8. Affinity there. It comes across the line in second. Here comes Vendetta around the last couple of corners. He's going to come across the line in third. But Nova right there behind him. Nova's going to do it. He's going to be within under 6 seconds. That is going to put Nova up to third when he crosses the line here. And that is going to give him his second podium. Just a great run from Nova. Unfortunately, penalties got Vendetta one more time. We saw that early in the season. And a 10-second penalty now for Raptor. The Raptor gone most of the race without a penalty. I'm not sure how he got a 10-second penalty, but that's going to put him back there in sixth. Did that give him the penalties? 16 seconds. Yep. So Raptor is going to come home with the penalty king one more time. 16 seconds worth of penalties. So our winner here today at Monaco for the League of Misfits. Round number 6, season 4 is going to be Logical coming home in first. We'll get the results up here real quick. We're up on the podium. And you know, if I know Logical enough, if he was on the podium, he would be holding his phone like that. So Logical going to come home in first. Affinity second. Nova's going to come home in third after putting down some good lap times. The last few laps, it's going to be V for Vendetta in fourth. We'll get the rest of the results up here. I think fifth was Coldred, if my memory serves correctly. And then Raptor going to come home in sixth. That might be one of his better finishes of the season. Definitely one of his best points runs for sure. Shelling back there in seventh. BFD, I'm doing this all off of memory because nothing's loading up for me right now, but I think it was BFD in 8th, Hype 9th, Murph 10th. And the first one of the beer stand, as we like to say, was Not So Bond, going to come home in 11th. So 11 drivers started this race here at Monaco. And we have got we've got our winner here in the booth with us. Let's see if we can get some audio going. Logical, are you here with us, buddy?
I am here, Matt. What's going on?
So great run there today. You definitely outpaced the field. What did you just find a better setup? What do you attribute that to? You just a little, Monaco's such a tight racetrack. What What can you attribute your finish there today to?
Um, Off the rip, I got a great start. Cole started on mediums, I started on softs and P2, and I just got a good jump, which put me out in front. And then I did a lot of practice today too, so I wanted to get this track down with how tight and narrow it was, and I just had minimal mess ups and just kind of ran it.
Yeah, look, the start right there was I was we kind of missed qualifying a little bit early on, but then I expected Cole to have a little bit better start than that, but you really jumped him on the start. Did he just not see the lights turn off there, or you think he had that much of advantage between the soft and the medium tires?
I think he may have been sleeping on the start a little bit, and that's what gave me the jump. Cole was in that Ferrari. He just made the switch. He is pretty fast, pretty quick. He did have a quicker tire than me too, which I mean I expected him to beat me, but
So
yeah, no, I just got I think the good jump, and then I think that's what gave me the advantage, and then just minimal mess ups and kind of keep it steady the whole race. That was the goal.
so we saw there at the end you had about a 13. You had about a it was about an 18 to 19-second lead back there to Affinity, and you actually came in and made a third stop. Was that just a little bit of little showmanship, like in your face, like, hey, you know what? I'm so far ahead, I'm just gonna make a third stop.
No, that was more of a strat. My goal was to do soft, hard softs. I did practice, and I knew what the softs could handle, and then the hards I put them on 20 to see, and I was gonna finish on softs, but then we had that first dual safety, which I went to mediums, and I had the 22 second. I figured I'd have enough time to switch to the softs and maybe stay out ahead of Affinity because I knew he had better tire wear than I did. So I thought the third pit stop would help me.
Well, appreciate you being here with us in the booth, and another good run here. We're gonna miss next week's race. Where are we at next week? I don't even remember.
Next week would be, give me one quick second here. Uh, Next week would be Belgium,
Okay, so
September 22nd.
that's too bad. We love Spa, so we're gonna miss that race at Spa. So want to wish you good luck next week. We'll probably see you in a couple of weeks. So thanks for having us here at DRSN. We appreciate you. Appreciate letting us come in here and call the
Thank you,
race. And
man. Thanks
wish
for
you
coming out and
you
streaming. Love to have your streams down here, man.
you bet. We wish you more. We wish you luck the rest of the season.
Thanks, man. Talk to you later, man.
You bet. So that is gonna be the end of our race here tonight at Monaco. League of Misfits Season 6. Once again, it's going to be Logical bringing home the win. That's going to be his first win on the season, actually. 4 podiums this season, but his first win. So good run there from Logical. He definitely had everybody outpaced today. So let's jump over. Here we go. We'll jump into the studio. So DRSN Dirt Racing Sports Network. Hey, give us a like there on the YouTube channel if you haven't already. We'll be back again. Oh, we're just kind of jumping in here randomly, showing some races every once in a while. But tomorrow night we're going to be with Sim Racing Media covering the uh, Western States Racing League at Bristol tomorrow night. Looking forward to that. That should be a fun one. So if you like some good NASCAR truck racing, check us out over at Sim Racing Media's YouTube page tomorrow night. And other than that, we are going to get ourselves out of here for tonight. So we will see you again one more time down the road.